Hello everyone, and welcome back to another video about IB Math. Today's lesson will be the first video in a full series dedicated to the IB Math Internal Assessment, the IA. In this series, I will guide you through every step of your IA process, from choosing a topic to understanding and meeting each of the 5 criterion, and also structuring your IA and building effective math models. You will also learn how to avoid common mistakes that students make in their IA and cost them some marks. So if you're just starting your IA or already started, this series will help you approach the task as someone like hopefully aiming for a 7 in their IA. So let's get started. Now, I've seen so many students stress over their IA. Not because it's really so difficult, but because they don't always understand what's expected from them, or how to choose a topic and then get started. So in this video, I will give you an overview of the IA. And at the end of the video, I will also show you an example of an IA to help you see what it all looks like. So first, the IB Math IA is an individual written exploration of math, and it accounts for 20% of your final IB Math grade, regardless if you're studying IB Math AA or AI, standard level or high level. Now, this 20% in the IA is really a big contribution to your final IB Math grade, because as you see here, let's say, for example, you are studying high-level math. Here, as you see, in paper 1 here accounts for 30% of the final IB Math grade. Paper 1 has a total of 100 marks. If you divide 100 by 30, you will get 3.33, which means 3.33 marks makes up only 1% of the final IB Math grade. But in the IA, it's 20 marks, and those 20 marks make up 20% of the final IB Math grade, which means 1 mark here makes up 1%, which is really a lot compared to these final or IB Math exam papers. So an excellent IA can significantly impact your final grade and even increases your grade from 5 to 6, from a grade of 5 to 6, or even from 5 to 7. Next, in your IA, you can use Microsoft Word or Google Docs. But personally, I recommend using Microsoft Word because it has a better layout and, more importantly, a better editor. Let's say like a better equation or math equation editor. Next, your IA should be between 12 and 20 pages, excluding the bibliography and appendix. Now, of course, there are really very good IAs that went beyond 20 pages, but I strongly recommend that you stay within this range, between 12 and 20 pages, to meet this IB criterion. Next, the Math IA is assessed against 5 criteria. As you see here in this table, we have the 5 criteria, and they are the same for both SL and HL, but the only difference is this, criterion A, which is the use of mathematics, and it's different between SL students and HL, because of course HL students are expected to use more sophisticated mathematics in their IA. Sophisticated mathematics means that it should be math with the same level as the high level that they are studying, not something like easy or standard level. Now let's talk about the role of teacher. Your teacher will guide you when you're choosing your topic and help you stay on track. So if your teacher advises you to make any change, or let's say probably avoid a certain approach or certain idea or even a certain topic, then it's wise to follow their advice, because they are the ones who will be grading your IA. You should, of course, you should ask for their advice whenever you need. Next, your teacher will give you written feedback on only one full draft, but they're not required to make changes or correct things for you, because the final work must be completely your own. So a good advice here is that you need to make the draft as good as possible to get the best feedback from your teacher. Now, after submitting the draft, the IA is first assessed by your own teacher, who will carefully check it against the 5 IB criteria. Then after that, a sample of IAs will be sent from your school to the IB for moderation and further checking. Now, why the IA is your best chance? One of the best things about the Math IA is that, unlike IB Math exams, it's something that you can completely plan and manage yourself. It's a part of your final grade where you control the content and the time that you invest, which means you can actually give it your best effort without the pressure of sitting in a timed exam. You decide when to write your draft and how deeply you will explore your topic. This is why a strong IA can really improve your overall grade, because you have the chance to make it excellent. Alright, so here an actual IB Math IA. First it starts with the introduction and rationale, and after that we have the aim and methodology, which is about how the aim will be achieved. After that, here we have the exploration. You notice that here we have real screenshots of bottles made at home that will be modeled later as functions. Then here you notice that this bottle, for example, will be modeled as 3 different functions, using, of course, GeoGebra as stated in the IA. You notice that also here how all the figures are numbered and titled at the bottom, and also here the table as well, and this will be in criterion A, presentation, as we will learn later. Here we have the functions with the bottles. Now notice that here the formulas and the equations are always written neatly in the middle, in the center of the page, neither on the right or left, and they are written using Microsoft Word editor. Here a screenshot of a GDC display, the TI Inspire, and here we're seeing more and more models. Now here, as you see, this one, this is a 3D view of this bottle after modeling the 3 functions, after also rotating the functions around the x-axis 360 degrees. This is also done in GeoGebra, as you see here. Later, I will make a specific video about how to make 3D models like this from functions, because it's used a lot from students on modeling or 3D graphs and shapes. I will make a video about this, how to calculate or do these models, and also how to calculate their volume, the volume of the solid generated. Here, as you see, we have calculus, integration, volumes, and areas. Then here we have another bottle with different models and function. Here we have reflection, which is about commenting or providing opinion about the functions, their accuracy, the challenge you face in doing these functions. We'll talk about that later, of course, in criterion D, which is reflection. Then after that, like you have more and more, then here we have the conclusion, which is about summarizing all the outcomes and the calculations you found, and referring and stating, or let's say answering your aim back, the aim that you started in the beginning of the IA. Then we have strength and weaknesses and extension. So this is an example of a modeling IA. Of course, you can do modeling, you can do statistics, probability, calculus, anything else. Now, if you would like to improve your Math IA, make sure that you like the video and hit the subscribe button. You can drop a comment below if you already have a topic idea. Our next video will be about criterion A, which is presentation. You will learn how to present and structure your IA in the best possible way. Thank you for watching.